He's been Arsene Wenger's man for a little over 4 years now, but Mesut Ozil's time at Arsenal is surely coming to an end. His contract's up at the end of the season, and with transfer fees going through the roof at the moment, a player of his quality will surely be in high demand. So, where will he go? We've got 3 options for Ozil: the trophy choice, the wild card, and the reunion. Ozil has already won a league title, 5 domestic cups, and a little thing called the World Cup. But if he wants to boost his trophy haul, there's one place he could go where he's basically guaranteed a winner's medal at the end of every season: Bayern Munich. The current German champions have won the last 5 Bundesliga titles, and you can probably guess where they are in the table right now. They've also outscored everyone but Dortmund, despite their start to the season being deemed so disastrous that they sacked coach Carlo Ancelotti. But if they're already so good in attack, why do they need Ozil? Well, Bayern have an age problem. Franck Ribéry and Arjen Robben are still key players, but they'll be 35 and 34 respectively by the end of the current campaign. On top of that, Mr. Reliable Thomas Müller has been struggling in front of goal for over a year now. All this is putting a lot of pressure on Robert Lewandowski, who recently complained that Bayern need to be more creative in the transfer market to compete with the biggest clubs in Europe. Creative, you say? Well, how about the Premier League's top assist provider over the last 4 years? And with no transfer fee involved, Bayern would be able to invest their money elsewhere. Double win! Ozil could form a new-look Bayern attack, pulling the strings to provide for James Rodriguez and Kingsley Coman. I think he'd tear it up in the Bundesliga, get a hatful of assists thanks to Lewandowski's superb movement and finishing, and win himself more medals than Michael Phelps. So if Ozil wants to fill his boots in the trophy department, Bayern is the place for him. But there's another club, arguably even bigger than Bayern, who could use Ozil's skills to lethal effect. It might be a little bit out there, but Ozil could be on his way to Barcelona. The Catalans have got a problem in the wake of the Neymar deal. They might have raked in £200 million, but everyone knew about it. Just look at their signings since then. 35 million on Paulinho and up to 135 million on Ousmane Dembélé. That's before you even get to their other summer target, Philippe Coutinho. Liverpool is still holding out for well over £100 million for him. Suddenly, all that money doesn't go very far. Fortunately for Barca, they can get Ozil for £0. Bringing in a player of his pedigree for absolutely nothing would be the perfect remedy to the ludicrous prices they're being quoted right now. It would show other clubs they won't be held to ransom simply because they have money in the bank. And just think about the front line that they'd have then. Imagine what Ozil could do with Luis Suarez's smart forward play, and how he could use Dembele's pace to unlock defences. And then there's the link-up play between him and Leo Messi. Picture that for a moment and try not to get excited. It's a wild card for sure, but Ozil to Barcelona makes a lot of sense. It gives them back some of the creativity they lost when Neymar jumped ship to PSG. It buys them time to revamp their ageing attack, and it sends a message to clubs trying to squeeze every penny out of them in the transfer market. But there's another choice for Ozil that seems to fit even better than those two. A move to Manchester United and a reunion with the manager who brought the best out of him during 3 years at Real Madrid, Jose Mourinho. Ozil racked up 47 assists over 3 seasons in La Liga, all under Mourinho's tutelage. That's more than he's managed in just over 4 seasons at Arsenal. And it's not just the quality of players around him that led to him posting those numbers. Mourinho just knows how to handle the German. In fact, when it comes to Ozil, Mourinho's pretty loved up. After Arsenal signed the playmaker, Mourinho called him the best number 10 in the world and compared him to Zidane and Figo. He also refused to loan Arsenal Demba Ba that summer, saying that he and Ozil would have made Arsenal title contenders. Since then, he's also said that Ozil makes the ball smile with every touch. And even that the ball makes a different sound when Ozil strikes it compared to any other player. Alright Jose, we get it, just buy him dinner already. But it's not just Ozil and Mourinho sitting in a tree. United's search for a first-class attacking midfielder has hit a few expensive hurdles in recent years. Shinji Kagawa was packed off back to Dortmund after 2 years, and Angel Di Maria only lasted 1 season before the club cut their losses. Of their current options, Henrik Mkhitaryan seems to have reverted back to last season's form after an explosive start to this campaign. And Juan Mata is hardly an old favourite. Mourinho couldn't wait to get rid of him when he returned to Chelsea back in 2013. All things considered, it would seem wise for Mourinho to turn to a player who he clearly has a lot of faith in. And Ozil as the link-up man between Paul Pogba and Romelu Lukaku sounds all kinds of good to us. And if you needed more, there are rumours that Özil has already told his Arsenal teammates that he's moving to Man United next summer. So we think Özil will stay in the Premier League and head to the red half of Manchester. But what about you guys? Do you think he'd be better off in Munich or even Barcelona? Tell us what you think in the comments.